Dell XPS 17 9700 review, the 17-inch laptop gold standard, hot hardware. iOS 13.6 beta adds toggle for turning off automatic iOS update downloads, Macrumors. Bungie details Destiny 2's next-gen future, including free PS5 and Xbox Series X upgrades, The Verge. Nintendo now says 300,000 accounts breached by hackers, TechCrunch. Google acknowledges Pixel Buds connectivity issues, promises fix, The Verge. CRTC approves Bell to use AI to stop robocalls on a 90-day trial, Yahoo Canada Finance. Borderlands Legendary Collection Nintendo Switch review, is it worth it? Nintendo Life. Nemesis, Distress, official reveal trailer, IGN. Specialized launches mixed wheel size demo, pinkbike.com. Fantastic BMW hot hatch comes from combining BMW M140i and M2 motor.